Why not? So I want to start this video off by saying that anyone who tries to tell you that Donald Trump and Pam Bondi don't have the power to release all of the Epstein files, they're full of shit. They're lying to you. Today on Capitol Hill, many of Jeffrey Epstein and his clients' victims were there to ask Donald Trump and members of Congress to please sign off on this, to please release the Epstein files. They're saying, all we want is transparency and accountability. We want to see people who did these horrible things to us be held accountable. A few of them even said, I'm a registered Republican. This is not political to me. I just want to see people be held accountable. They also said to Donald Trump, please stop saying this is a hoax. This is not a hoax. These things actually happened to us, so stop saying they're a hoax.
Listen, I don't want to send a direct message to him. I'm already scared enough. Yeah, just pass the vote. Listen to us. This is not a hoax. Like, it's not going to go away. And like I said on my speech earlier, we're not going to be silenced anymore. We will be speaking moving forward. Wherever we need to be, we will be, and we need to pass this.
And that's all they want. They're like, listen, you guys campaigned on releasing these files. You guys put on a clown show about releasing the files. All we want to do is have you stand up to what you campaigned on. She just said, it's not a hoax. And then minutes after this, Donald Trump went his ass into the Oval Office and was asked about this. Someone actually asked him, listen, these people are on Capitol Hill right now asking you to release these files. They're even saying, we're not saying that you're even on the list. We're saying it's possible that some of your friends and your donors are on the list. What do you have to say to people who are saying those things? The first thing I would say, if you said that to me, was one, I'm definitely not on it. And two, I wouldn't protect any person who's on that list. I don't care how much money they gave to me. I don't care if I grew up with them. I don't care how long I've known them. If they're on that list, I'm not protecting them. Not Donald Trump, though. Not Donald Trump. One, he can't say it because it wouldn't be true. But two, the first thing he does is blame the Democrats, of course.
Mr. President, right now, there have been survivors of Jeffrey Epstein speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill. They're calling for these case files, these documents to be released. And Thomas Massey, who is sponsoring a discharge of physicians who get the House to vote on releasing those documents, says he doesn't believe you're implicated in these files, but many of your friends and donors may be, and he says that's why the Justice Department is redacting them and slow-walking the release. Is the Justice Department protecting any friends or donors, sir?
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more. And nobody's ever satisfied.
Isn't it disgusting how this bastard didn't say something like, you know what? I feel for these ladies. I can't imagine what they're going through. And I understand that they really want these things released. And I'm trying my best to get them released. Nothing like that. Didn't say anything like, I don't know why they're trying to even say I would protect anyone on these lists, because there's no way I would. But you know, my biggest problem with this is, everyone keeps hearing him say, this is a hoax, this is a hoax. My question would be, what part is a hoax? Because we know there were victims, right? We know Jeffrey Epstein wasn't the only person doing these things. So which part is a hoax? We have the actual victims right now on Capitol Hill saying these things happened to us. We indicted and arrested Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. What is the hoax? What is the fucking hoax?
From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
Release the fucking files and no one will talk about them anymore. Unless, of course, there's something in the files that we need to talk about. And that is precisely why you're not releasing the files. And it's funny how sometimes they'll be like, oh, we can handle more than one thing at a time. But in this case, we can't deal with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff because we want to talk about all the great things we've been doing in this presidency. Full of shit. Full of shit, and we all know it.
Even if you look at D.C. right now, D.C., it's a totally safe zone. It's called a safe zone. That's a term. It's a term of art.
I'm sorry, but what the fuck did he just say? It's called a safe zone. That's a term. It's a term of art. This guy is so goddamn embarrassing.
It's a safe zone because it's very safe. You can walk down the street now and nothing's going to happen. No crime, no murders, no nothing. Because we had a lot of problems with certain places, and we still do, all run by Democrats, or for the most part run by Democrats. So what they're trying to do with the Epstein hoax is get people to talk about that instead of speaking about the tremendous success like ending 7 wars. I ended 7 wars. Nobody's going to talk about because they're going to talk about the Epstein whatever.
First of all, he did not end 7 wars. Stop allowing him to say that shit. It's a lie. Second of all, if we're doing all this winning, why doesn't he add to the winning that he released the Epstein files? He'd be able to say, hey, I released the Epstein files. That led to us indicting a bunch of motherfuckers we weren't going to get to indict before. If he actually thought he could win, he would be releasing those files. You think Donald Trump wouldn't be releasing something to give him a W? The reason why he isn't is because he's on that shit. A lot of these people are trying to mince their words and they're like, maybe he's not on it. Maybe it's his friends. Maybe people who donated. Bullshit. It's him. He's on the shit, and that's why he continues to call this a hoax.
I understand that we were subpoenaed to give files, and I understand we've given thousands of pages of files. And I know that no matter what you do, it's going to keep going. And I think it's enough, because I think we should talk about the greatness of our country and the success that we're having. I think we're probably having, according to what I read, even from 2 people in this room, we're having the most successful 8 months of any president ever. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what we should be talking about, not the Epstein hoax.
The amount of bullshit this guy will regurgitate in less than a minute just to distract from the fact that he hasn't released these Epstein files yet. And I love when he says, we've released thousands already, thousands of pages, but it'll never be enough. Release all of them. Release all of them, and that will be enough, because we want to see everything. We don't want to see the thousands you've already released over and over again. Like, they've literally released the same thing like 3 or 4 times. They think we're stupid. They think we're as dumb as MAGAs. We're not. And then the other parts that they've released are irrelevant. Release them all and we'll see it all, and then we can all move on. But you're not, because you're on that shit. And that's it. Stop playing around with this dude. This dude is on the Epstein list, and that is why he's withholding them. They ran on releasing them. Kash Patel said, day 1, releasing them. Dan Bongino rage tweeted and did a podcast for days about being the one to release them. They haven't, because they're under the direct command of Donald Trump. And he has told them, don't release them, and we all know why. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.